it used to be funny because he'd be talking on the radio and says, hey, this is whatever. He goes, what's your handle? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there. Come on, you got the Billy shit stain over here. And people just go like quiet for a second.
Well, back in the 80s, you couldn't cuss on the radio.
Well, I mean, is it really cussing?
Well, I guess you can figure that out.
It's not like you're using F words and stuff. We're at an age where everything's, what do you call it, offensive somehow anyway, so what's the difference?
Yeah, well, you know, back in the day, people were a little bit more conservative. Yeah, they were.
I don't know, I've been cussing on the radio for years. Not horribly, but you know.
Well, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just that I don't prefer to do it, but unless I get really mad.
Yeah, I'm just not very cool. I don't know, I think it has to do with being around a few other brothers and some of our friends. It just was it's kind of like a house of horrors. I have tamed down a bit over the years.
Ooh.
I was much worse in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, I was too. I was in the military. It was bad. When I was in EMT, it was bad.
Electronics.
You got it. That's pretty good. That's a nice piece. I appreciate that, Jerry.
Oh, you said it's like $100.
Is that about right, Jerry?
Yeah, and our local power company came out here 4 times with all kind of instruments, and they couldn't find the leak. It ended up not being theirs. It was fiber optics.
And if they don't find it, and you know where it is, I gotta say it this way. I know a guy that had a situation like that. He went out there with a high-power rifle and he shot the transformer at a pole pig. This is what I was told. And then they had to come out and fix it. That's how he got it done.
All you're simply saying is get their attention, right?
Yeah. You know what I had to make it more like a story. A guy told me. I'm not telling you guys to do that now. I found a clarification on that. That damn South telling people how to shoot our equipment out, put it out of service. What the heck's the matter with him? No, I'm not. The lousy transformer interfering with my radio.
Good evening, everybody watching. Just doing a little shortwave listening tonight on the ham bands using this TS130 SE with inverted L antenna, like 350 feet long, plenty of ground radials. May do a little transmitting too. Doing some late night ham radio. Thanks everybody for showing up and watching. I appreciate that. I don't like how the LCD is washing out, but I don't know how to fix that. Unfortunately, my radio is too close to where I can set the camera tripod, so just have to deal with it, I guess.
That's another thing I may have going out here, the switching power supply. When I'm not using my amplifier and I turn my radio up to 100 watts, my screen dims. It's strange. Because it's a 30 amp power supply and my radio is only 100 watts. Strange, very strange. But I haven't seen that happening here since they re-crimped all my wires to my downline to my house.
I just found this on eBay. The first one is $119.90. Right below it is $224.37. So shop it around.
Yeah, I've seen it. You can get it on Walmart.com or you can get it on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon. I get it delivered tomorrow. It's kind of funny. And that's 118. If I got it on eBay, it's 90, and it's just 3 to 5 day shipping.
You know, what's that supposed to do? I'm not trying to be funny. It becomes another hobby to find noises that you never knew where they were coming from. Now that's interesting. It really is.
Yeah, any type of wall warts, power supplies, TVs, DVD players, computers, anything that you see on your waterfall on your radio, Hank, you see a little speck, going there. You don't really hear it, but you see it on your waterfall. You just walk that thing around your house or around the outside of your house, and you find wherever the signal's coming from, and you unplug that thing or do something to it, and you go back, check your waterfall, it's gone.
Magic.
You can also do that with an AM radio. Like a little handheld AM radio. You just turn it down to the lowest portion of the band and walk around, and you'll find noise.
And put a Torite or a Ferrite on it.
At least you found it. You know where the source is. Oh, so you fixed the source, not the radio. Well, yeah, whatever's causing it.
Yeah, that's the whole journey is finding what's causing the noise and getting rid of it.
On the finding you. It's like a sniffing dog. Just unplug it and kill my Wi-Fi. You can't wash clothes from talking on the radio. Yeah, it does go really good. Turn your big screen TV off.
Good night, Robert. Come on back, buddy. Wish you all with your good commercial. Get ready for the Oakfield Peddler. K5GRC. You'll be in my prayers, Robert.
Yeah, good night, Robert. Yeah. Probably Junior, if you can hear me. I'm just barefooted.
Good night, Robert from K4RV.
Good night, Russ and JR and Wallace and all you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. K4RV. Have a good one.
Good night, Rob.
Good night, Rob.
Good night, Rob. Sorry I didn't get with you there. I don't know what I was thinking. I was always going to talk to you, Rob. Have a good evening. Yeah, you're sounding mighty choice up here. I've heard you a couple times, singing. I think I got sometimes I do what I'm supposed to do, and sometimes I don't. K5GRC. Come on back, Rob.
All right, Russ. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, you understand stuff going on. I understand, man. I'll catch you later. K4RV clear.
Yeah, I got a good copy on it, Junior. We'll catch y'all tomorrow night. Hey, be back, BT. Good night, Rob. Robert.
He's probably from Europe.
Which said you did.
This is the South, man. T is supposed to be on ice tea. It's ice tea.
Oh, T, not TT, T.
Oh. T is supposed to be cold in the South, man. Hot tea. Good Lord. You ever had Long Island tea? Yeah. That's pretty good stuff, man.
I wouldn't recommend it at 5 in the morning.
A little old moonshine in there. Fred, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Let me check. Hang on. Oh. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good down there.
Good.
Kind of working it.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere between partly cloudy and mostly sunny.
We're just celebrating the fact he didn't die. I'm assuming you don't have as many coughing fits, Johnny.
It ain't been really bad.
Yes, it is a ham radio. It's a Kenwood TS130 SE. Old school.
Yeah.
Just doing a little listening.
All day, yeah.
Maybe some transmitting if we find anybody worth talking to on 75 meters. So far, no luck.
Live on a spike. Good for you.
83 years old.
I hear that.
Keep cheating him.
I hear the affording the license. I think it's $35 now, but
I double with you, KR4CH.
you just have to pass the test. That's the hardest part. It's really not too horrible.
That can make all the difference.
Marty says out looking for a new place for deer hunting next year. He said he's seen activity out there at the old
Well, it is calming for me indeed. Very nice and simple. There's digital stuff involved too, I guess. And as you can hear all the noise and things like that. Sometimes it's not exactly relaxing, like a white noise, but overall, it is my favorite thing.
That's what it's lacking. Just live and save.
Well, thank you for the subscription. I do appreciate it. Yeah, we do live streams every now and again. A little bit of information that I know, just keeping things alive. Trying to encourage people to kind of do things themselves, instead of just buying everything. Because, well, this radio right here was less than $200, which is steep, but it's cheap compared to, what you'll pay for a brand new one and things. So just trying to preach the good word of DIY and not spending thousands of dollars on something that you don't have to. VHS tapes and CRT TV, absolutely, yeah, I hear that. I'm not set up for that at this very moment, but I do enjoy my, let's see, I enjoy vinyl and cassette tapes and things like that.
I'll fix manwich for supper, huh? Spurs you a little bit.
Turntable, that was the word I was looking for, yeah. I've got a turntable and I enjoy that.
I haven't had Sloppy Joe for years.
Tapes and all kinds of stuff. Old tube radios. Don't have the CRT TV. I wish one day. But those people want $60 for one, and that's crazy. I remember the time when they were giving them away on the side of the road. I wish I could go back and get that. Hank Williams Jr. Yep, I have the Hank Williams Jr. Greatest Hits album. I don't have it out here, but I've got it. Out here I have mostly like metal and things like that. I've got Pantera, Deftones, Bjork, there's that. System of a Down. Several. I've got a little stack here. Yeah, I love listening to old records, vinyl and all that. So. Yeah, good stuff. It's kind of weird listening to metal or hard rock on vinyl. I don't know. It's just seems uncharacteristic to me. Not really what I think of when I think turntables. I think of old country and things like that.
Probably an hour or two. Yeah, that'd be about right.
Thing drifting in frequency just a little bit.
Why would he cook his kidneys? He boils the fish out of it. Why would he cook his kidneys?
Why would he cook his kidneys?
Hey, I asked you first.
These guys are a hoot here.
Well, who the hell did he kill for the kidneys? You haven't thought this through, have you?
Oh, don't be too jealous. It's fully possible. And it doesn't take a license to listen, or even a radio. You can, if you just want to listen to the content without the physical media. I know it's not nearly the same, but you can go to WebSDR or QI, KIWI SDR.
You'll be all right.
You can find that on Google, and you can listen around all over the country and all over the world, really. Of course, it's very different from having the physical radio here and antenna. Not really with the law. It's definitely frowned upon. The Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, they supposedly monitor that kind of stuff. You make a lot of people mad. Worst they're probably going to do is send you a mean letter and tell you to quit, and then fine you if you keep going. But the main ordeal is the as licensed amateur radio operators, we are told not to talk to people who don't have a license, and most people won't. So if you just started talking, then nobody talked to you. So I mean, it's not so much the legal, but it'd be kind of pointless, I guess, if that makes any sense. Yeah, they don't really like it when you don't have a license. There are. I'll turn this down so hopefully you can hear more clear. There are other frequencies and such that you can use with no license. Mostly localized things like MURS. That's in the VHF portion of the radio spectrum. That is license free. Of course, CB. Citizens Band, that's 27 megahertz. That is fully license free. You can get on there and do whatever you want, basically. GMRS, that requires a license, but you just pay for it. Yeah, CB is the one the truckers use. You can do Part 15 of the FCC rules. It allows you to do low power FM broadcasting and low power AM broadcasting. that'll get you in the door with messing around with antennas and things like that. They have 22 meters, which is around 13 megahertz. There's a portion in there that's license free. I have a beacon that just sends Morse code 24 hours a day in that portion of the spectrum. And there's probably more. 900 megahertz. There's a ISM band in there that is license free. So there are places you can go without getting a license for sure, but the ordeal is it's not usually as effective. CB can be. You can go worldwide pretty easily on CB. But generally speaking, most of the unlicensed stuff is pretty well localized communications and very low power. So it'll get you in the door if you just want to experiment and check things out, though. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've spent a few years on this now and made it almost my whole personality. So I appreciate the compliment.
KR4CA midnight Eastern Time.
This is WA4 Delta Delta for Ding Dong.
SKG4 W2W.
All these guys are 4 stations.
I'll take this opportunity to say goodnight to everybody.
4 region is in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, looks like Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And I'm in Arkansas is where I'm listening from. So. Have to work at 4 a.m. My goodness. Good evening, Kurt. Well, you better get to sleep if you got to work at 4 a.m. But yeah, I'll be here active on the channel. So if you ever get a license, there's a good chance we could definitely talk to each other on the radio or whatever. So just stay tuned. Appreciate you stopping by. And once again, good evening, Mr. Kirk.
Keeps the coax from radiating.
I got coax. I got I don't think that 213 they just give me. I'm gonna put that
This
on.
Drifty Radio here.
What about the Malin?
Old Ballon. Yeah, I got a Ballon.
There we go. We'll set it right in between. Maybe that'll be close enough.
I think I got a 4-to-1 out there, but 1-to-1's only a kilowatt. W2AU. Yeah. What's the worst I can do? Blow it up?
That's it.
Did you check all the connections on the
Well, congratulations on the general. I've probably been licensed as a general for probably 2 months or less. Kind of brand new to it as well. I thought I was going to be just fine with VHF and UHF, and they still are my favorites. But HF has been quite a bit of fun. For some reason, that call sign W9KEC sounds very familiar. I'm trying to think of where. We haven't talked before on the radio, have we?
I might have to squirrel that girl
My call sign is KI5UCO. That's Kilo India 5 at Uniform at Charlie Oscar.
I'll get you some fire
QSL?
television, coax or the power cord and such as that. Got a bunch of beads and could do that. But I'm gonna move that antenna around. It's just too close to the house here. Yeah. Yeah, to make sure the trees running over the garage and the radio shed, you know, from left to right, it would probably help. I can think of that. I could connect that one out in my radio shack. It's far away from her. It's off center bed. Works pretty good.
Well,
Probably got a 4 to 1.
it's very possible. Let's see. You said you're in what was it, Illinois? Yeah, that'd be where mine is. Yeah, I don't keep very detailed logs, so yeah. That call sign sounds familiar. I don't know why. It may just be one of those that is very memorable. So, in that case, if I do work you, I'll probably remember it.
And then I took a ride in the scooter to my buddy's house, talked to them.
Indiana, okay. Yeah. Well, I apologize for insulting you saying Illinois then. I've never been to Indiana. I've been to Illinois. I used to climb cell phone towers, so. About Illinois, we skipped right over Indiana. I've been to Michigan, Ohio, and Wisconsin, so everywhere in that area, except for Indiana and Kentucky. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, I got the, what would you call that, abbreviation? Yeah, I got it mixed up. I often do. I'm not, not real familiar with it. I failed geography in school. Roger on the India November, yeah. Right by the India Lima. Man, this thing is drifting around like crazy.
Expensive to take care of and keep up. Yeah, just got enough bill for
That's an old radio for you, though.
$18 for that thing. Illinois, hydraulic.
Roger, Roger.
Putting the piers down and raising it up, leveling it up, went bad.
It seems like 40 meters is about as the highest usable frequency tonight. I tried scanning around on 20 because here recently I've been continuing to hear stuff on 20 meters way off into the night, but it seems 40 is about as high as you can go, which is unfortunate because there's a bunch of rag chewing that goes on 80. It's hard to break in there. And then 40, there's just not enough bandwidth to jump in there and call CQ or something. FT450B. signal link for digital.
I've got it sitting right here.
I mean, that sounds like a good deal to me.
I got the,
What kind of Drake tuner was it? I've got the MN7. Matching Network 7 there. I love the thing. It'll tune up. Well, I've accidentally made a contact on coax before, so there you go. Just the coax. Matching Network 4. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the model numbers, but I imagine that one will work fantastically. I want a roller inductor tuner is what I want. The roller inductor allows for more precise tuning of inductance. Cause, well, I'm going to pull you off of here again. Hopefully we'll set you back. We got, I don't know how well you can see, but you got the 160, 80, 40. Well, sometimes if my antenna is already close to one of those bands, then I flip the inductor and then I try to go touch it up with the capacitors, then it doesn't work because the minimum value is, more than what I need. So I want a roller inductor to alleviate that. I'll probably just make one rather than buying one. But I need to build a tuner for 630 meters anyway, so I'll probably just include the other bands. An Antron 99, it worked 10 through 20 and 6. Yep, that'll do it. I personally don't like the Antron 99 just because it's a half wave antenna, which is perfect, because then it'd theoretically be a quarter wave on 20 meters, or at least close. But I'm just not a big fan of half wave style antennas, just based on the takeoff angle. I mean, they'll work and they'll work well, but I look at I've got antenna modeling software, and I take a look at that thing, and I don't like the look of my radiation going, up at like a 50 degree, 60 degree angle. I'm not a big fan of that, but sometimes that's what you need. But I like to run a quarter wave to keep my radiation low. I say that, but I'll tell you what I'm running right now, what you're receiving on. It's an inverted L, about 350 feet, 30 feet vertical, and the rest horizontal, which is, very long for 80 meters or 75. So I have that in-fed half-wave problem where all my radiation goes to the end of the wire. So there's that. And the space that you have, antenna you can afford, put up with no restriction. Well, there you go. Sounds like a winner. I do a lot of portable and QRP things just because it's fun. I'll tell you, I get real bored sitting here in the shack running the higher bands, 10 and 20 and all that kind of stuff. I like to do that like out in the field with compromised setups, because it just makes every contact feel, I don't know, more important than just sitting in the shack and scrolling through it and working everybody. Hear somebody work them first time. I get bored with that, so I like to challenge myself a little bit. I will sit out here and work the low bands, 40, 80, 160, and 630, just because it's still a challenge even from in the shack because I only have 100 watts. I don't have an amplifier or anything, so that's almost QRP on these low bands. But yeah, fantastic. You know, if that's what you can afford and what you can put up, I don't know. I'd probably try to put some wires on it for radials for 20 meters, being that I'd say by the time you get to 20 meters, that's going to be like a quarter wave. That'll probably help you out. But I imagine it will perform fantastically. You might even get 40 meters out of it. You know, it'd be severely compromised, but everything is to a point. I think you might enjoy that. What's that ever popular length? 32 feet or something? Gonna go QRT and shut her down for the night. Well, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Been nice chatting with you here. So we'll say 7-3. W9 KEC KI5 UCL 7-3. We'll find something else to listen to. How ironic. He's famous in a YouTube video now.
Trying to get some audience in that thing you guys watch last night, but I didn't have any more. So I would tell her that how the test drive go. And it didn't do good. It didn't do that well, but I'll be back on the road tomorrow again. So just gotta. I don't know what I gotta do. I gotta just not be in the car, but I gotta be in the back on the road tomorrow because I gotta pick prescriptions up. I gotta get food tomorrow. So it's gonna be another one of them days.
Just one of those days. See if we can find something else here. Let's go the other way.
Wonder you ain't got high blood pressure. I don't know. Like I say, I think it's got a lot to do with genes. I mean, I look at my mama's side on the Graham side. Oh, wow. That's pretty good jeans there. I guess. I mean, you know, it's hard to say, but, you know, I think it's I think that's something to do with it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about talking pills or anything. Well, I know you don't have to be old to die no more. I know that. Well, we eat a lot of junk food now that, you know, back when it's coming up, they didn't have, you know. Oh, yeah. Fast food, junk food. People used to have to cook every time you eat. They had to cook it. You didn't run to the restaurant every time you wanted something to eat. No, that's exactly right. Don't nobody know how to cook anymore. Well, I didn't.
It just ain't like it used to be.
I mean, I can cook a little, but you know, but I'm not sure, so I kind of know a lot of it. I can do good on just about everything, except I don't know. She makes some of the best biscuits, you know, cat-head biscuits you ever put in your mouth. Don't use nothing but that Crisco and flour and milk, or buttermilk or whatever, and I'm telling you what's true, man, the best biscuits you ever eat. I cannot get them things to work no matter what I do. I just can't get it right. I can make a pretty good biscuit myself. I do a lot of cooking here, and I enjoy cooking. You know, country food type stuff, you know, nothing fancy. Did you know what Crisco was when it first come out? Well, it's just vegetable shortening. But do you know what it was? Well,
Lubricant for a tractor.
I don't remember really. It's been out ever since I've been.
I'm gonna
I
guess.
remember. Of course, Grandma always cooked with a block of lard, you know. Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They used to. They had a lard stand in the kitchen beside the wood cook stove. One of them old pie safes, you know, them cabinets for the pie and flour and all that.
Is he gonna tell us?
I remember them days. I mean, you know, my people was all my heel cookers back up there in Smithville, Tennessee. You know, that's where a lot of them. Matter of fact, all my brothers and sisters was born up there, except for me. And I was born in Nashville in '49. And it's interesting. But Crisco, if you look on a Crisco can next time you get a chance, you'll see a candle on it. It has a candle on it. That's what they were originally intended for. Was like a candle to burn. They'll burn forever, but that's the original purpose of Crisco.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Well, to make candles, or just put a wick in it and burn it. It'll burn for 2 months. Oh, I'll be dog. I didn't know that. They're good in a grid down situation. That Crisco makes a real good candle, or to use that as a flame source for you know, for light or whatever. And they work. It works. I mean, that was his purpose. My grandma always cooked with lard, and I cook with lard. I keep a big tub of lard here at the house. You know, make
I
biscuits
cook with lard too. That's the way to go. Bacon grease, lard. Yeah, buddy. That's the power of the South.
I'm gonna tell you, I tell you what, that stuff, I guarantee you, you know, it's that stuff coming off in what you eat. Gosh knows what this level do to you. Oh, I know it, but I love a good cast iron skillet.
Oh yeah.
Well, we did up until I got this that burning hard surface ceramic top stove she wanted in there for costing a fortune, and I hate the darn thing. I'd rather have a regular stove or a gas stove, either one, any day than that thing. I hate that thing. And then she wanted this refrigerator stainless steel with a bottom drawer. And I told her, well, you can't put nothing in it. I mean, the that burn thing's huge, but you can't get nothing in it. And to get the ice out of it, you gotta lay down on the floor and crawl up in it. That's huge. You know how these gals are, you know, I bought that Westinghouse or whatever the heck it is, and, you know, dishwasher, stove, and all that crap, stainless the steel. I don't care what it looks like. Does it cook? And does it cool? And will it wash dishes, you know? Oh, I grew up on a gas stove. Mama always had a gas cook stove. When I got married and moved in this house with my wife, she never cooked on gas. She always cooked on electric and had to have electric stoves. So I bought one of them and put in here. And that's what's in here now. I never changed the bag. But it's tough. It's tough to cook on electric, you know, so you get used to it. Well, you know, it's like this solid surface cooktop in here. That small gun, you turn it down, it takes it 5 minutes to cool down. It's just, I don't know, it's just not like cooking on electric or gas. I mean, you kind of have to learn how to cook all over again, and you better not get it too hot, too high, because you never will get it to cool off. Well, you just have to take your pan off the burner? Yeah, you got to scoot it over off the burner to cool it down, and you can't use cast iron on it because it'll scratch that top. Oh, really? Yes, sir. You can't put that on there to scratch the heck out of that top. And you can't use a pan that's got ridges in the bottom of it either. It's got to be a flat surface for full contact on that hard surface.
Convection cooking.
Oh, I wouldn't like this at all. Oh, I don't and didn't. But you know, what she wanted, you know how it is. And what that little lady in there wants, I do my best to get it for her if I can.
What a nice guy.
Well, I cook cornbread in a cast iron skillet. I wouldn't even attempt it, nothing else. Stick of butter, put in there, put that thing on 500, and get that thing blazing hot before you pour that mix in there. You probably put it in the oven, though, right? Oh, yeah. Put that thing on 500 and let her rip. And I'll tell you how I do it, as I take put up. Let's see, and I only use Martha White buttermilk cornmeal mix. That's part of the secret to making good cornbread. I use that.
No, he's sharing his secret.
And you don't want it real thick. You don't want it too thin, but you want to make it about 3/4 inch thick or something. But the way I make it, and the crust on the bottom and top are both crunchy. And the way I do it is, I think, let's just say 6. Not a great big tablespoon, bigger than a tablespoon, but it's not as big as a serving spoon. Yeah, that's a medium-sized spoon, but I put 6 of them and 2 flour, Martha White flour, and 1 egg, and buttermilk, and that's the secret to it right there. Those ingredients.
Apparently, this is cooking hour on 80 meters.
And just whoop that up right good, and you'll get it mixed up good, and not too thick, not too thin. And then when you get that skillet out, it's hot as blue blazes, and that butter, let it melt all but a little bit, and pour most of the butter in that mix, and stir it up, and leave
Welcome to the cooking channel, I guess.
And then pour your cornbread mix in there, and it'll start cooking before you ever put it back in the oven. And by you take it out, that bottom crust will be just as crunchy, and that's just old southern cornbread. Ain't no sugar in nothing. It's just straight cornbread. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like to fry mine on the stove like pancakes, I'll do that sometimes. Just fry some cornbread.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's exactly right. That same mix, you just get it and put some grease in it or butter or whatever you want on it, and slap that or lard or whatever you're cooking in, and just spoon that stuff out in the skillet till you get it like you want it, and make them, boy, that's good fried cornbread. It's good that way too. Same ingredients, just put it in the skillet to it. Well, these young people, they just don't know nothing about this stuff. Never grew up with it. It'll be a lost art one of these days.
cooking cornbread, lost art. You heard it here first.
The carpenter now knows what he's doing. Well, true. I mean, you might find one that can kind of frame, and find one that can kind of trim, and find one that knows a little bit about cabinetry and joinery. real carpenter, he's a fireman out there. The carpenter, he's a carpenter. You know, he's going to be able to do whatever. If I think one day to go set a metal door butt, he ought to know how to go set it. Or if I tell him to go set a residential door frame and, you know, and doors, then he ought to know how to do that and shim it and everything and nail it right and get the margins right on it and all that. These people now, I'm telling you, either they just don't care or they don't know. And I think the truth is they both, a little bit of both. They don't care and they don't care to know. Right.
Yeah,
Whatever it takes to get through the day.
That's fair, I guess.
Friday at 3:30 and a paycheck and get off work.
That's right.
Yeah, all these vocational skills are about a thing of the past. It's like welding. You know, how many people go to school for welding anymore, you know?
A whole bunch of them around where I live.
Everybody. Hey, boy. Yeah. Hey, Don. What y'all doing? Sorry we woke you up. Yeah, you woke me up. I was sitting here asleep. Head on your mind? Nah, I just been sitting here listening to y'all from messing on the computer. Hacking on the keyboard. Yeah, just searching around looking at junk. I figured y'all was in bed. Oh, no, I don't go to bed. You sleep when you're dead. Sleep when you're dead, that's right. That's right, you got plenty of time to rest and time to work, ain't you? Yeah, life's too short to sleep. Sleep your life away, you ain't had no life. I don't usually get over 3 or 4 hours a night. I'm not a heavy sleeper, a big sleeper. That's me, and I've always been. I'm a night owl anyway, Don, I always have been. I have too.
I guess we are too.
I used to hate because I had to be on the job, you know, before everybody else about the time. You know, everybody come in at 7 o'clock and got off 3:30, typically speaking, not always, but most times. And man, I'd sit up every night, 12, 1 o'clock, and I'd get up about 5 o'clock or 5:30 to be in Nashville. Drive all the way to Nashville, you know, to work, and then back home at night. All the way to Nashville in the morning, back home at night. The back and forth. Like, man, that gets old after about 15, 20 years of that. Yeah. About 2 or 3 o'clock every morning, I'm up for a little while. I might lay back down, but most of the time, if you just call the house at 2:30, I'd be up. Well, you just wake up? I just wake up. Have to go to the bathroom or something, and, you know, just piddle around. Sometimes I'll come back here on the radio and holler at 3 o'clock in the morning, nobody's around, you know. Well, I'm usually around somewhere. I usually wake up at 3 o'clock. I don't know what it is, but right around 3 o'clock I'll wake up. I mean, I've always done it, 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I take my meds every morning at 5:30. 5 o'clock, 5:30. Well, you don't get much time to sleep, do you? No. I sleep during the day a lot. My wife works third shift, so it works out pretty good for me to hit them at night and then sleep some during the day. Well, it keeps her from being up. Yeah. I've always been early riser, though. And of course, we've always went to work early, you know, farming. We're up at daylight and you can get after it by 7 o'clock, you know. Yeah. You work till midnight or after. Rest in the wintertime and fix your farm equipment and get everything ready to go for next spring. You know, it used to be that way, Ron. Years ago, you kind of had a little break in the wintertime. And we, you know, go on vacation or something, but the bigger we got, there was no time. I mean, it was just something every day. And either working on something or hauling grain out of the grain bins or whatever. You just as busy in the wintertime as you are in summer. There's always something to do on the farm, isn't there? Always. Even just cleaning out a fence row, you know. Yeah. You don't ever want to live on a dairy farm. Lord have mercy. I mean, it's